Welcome in, my friends. 5 minutes with Sean, maybe 10. We're already in the middle of April. Wow, unbelievable, right? So it's spring cleaning time, I like to call it. And when spring cleaning happens, you know what, my friends? We got to take a close look around at our team, the people on it, how we're performing. And honestly, you know, what we find sometimes is what I like to call the superstar syndrome. The problem with someone who believes that they are above the team and process because they move the units, they do the job, they excel more than others. We've all seen them. I'm guilty of having been that person. That's why I talk about this person, because I know what it's like to think you're above the team because you excel at something. It's something I've seen people talk about recently. David Zuniga was talking about this on one of his posts. Great manager of a huge performing Mazda store out east. If you don't know him, you should follow him. No one can be above the team. No one can be above the team. And I see this a lot on our CRM team, because our CRM team's job is to go in and see usage of CRMs and what people are doing or not doing. And what we find a lot is that new people don't use it and old people don't use it because A, new people weren't shown how, and B, old people who, and I mean old by like old tenure. I'm not talking old people, to be clear. Tenured folks don't use it either because they have their own systems and processes that work for them. And so when we go in and we do these audits, we come back and we're like, hey, by the way, you know, so-and-so doesn't use CRM. And they go, oh yeah, that's just how so-and-so is. It's not going to change. But we're going to require everyone else to do it. Okay, well, that's where things get really super weird, right? Because you can't have different rules for different people. I don't think it works well long term. I mean, I used to always say to my guys, look, you know, if you sold 20 cars, you can make your own schedule, do your own thing. That's something that made sense to me. I wasn't it was about a number. It wasn't about giving someone, only one person. If the whole team hit 20, they can fucking figure it out, right? I'll be in a bad spot schedule-wise, but they'll figure it out, which never happens. But when you have someone who sells 30 and everyone else says 10, if you give the guy 30 different rules, it tends to really not work out well for all of us, because then ultimately, what are they doing, right? What example are they setting? And then as managers, what example are we setting by letting them do as they please? And over the years, what I've also seen here is I've also seen it get a little bit contentious among sales staff when people start saying, hey, why is this guy getting it over this guy? And as managers, I know this because I replied this way, hey, if you did what he did, you could do what he does. That's not necessarily fair now looking back on it, because if we're giving different people different rules, then those people will find ways to move within those rules and sort of find ways to, again, give an inch, take a foot. And so I've never loved the idea. And again, I admit it. I started the show by telling you I was one of these salespeople. I completely understand this position that I'm taking sounds weird because I was like, I understand. However, what I will say is that having been one, I know that it likely wasn't fair. And I know it led to a bunch of contention on the sales floors that I was on, because I felt it, I saw it, and I knew it. But I was too young and arrogant to give a shit, frankly. So it didn't, that part didn't matter to me. The 45-year-old version of me is like, hey, let's make sure everyone's on the same page. So my question to all of you watching today is it okay to have a prima donna with different rules? Is it okay to give your superstar salesperson more leeway? Is it okay to have them be able to operate differently within CRM usage, call tracking? Like, if there are rules everyone follows, does your superstar have to follow them? I don't know. And I think my original opinion on this is that you absolutely cannot afford to have people doing different things within your dealership. Now, does this mean you're going to part ways with your 30-car guy because he doesn't do things the way everyone else does? Probably not. Probably not. But is there a way to get the 30-car guy to do what everyone else does and to be as in the mix as the rest of the team? Yes. I mean, we see it a lot in sports, especially like star point guards, star forwards, star receivers. Like there are certain positions that sort of lend their hand to the prima donna mentality, and we see it in sales. You don't see it as much in finance or on desks as you do specifically on salesperson. And I will add this to the discussion. It's a little bit of a non sequitur, but if you have a 30-car guy, making him a manager, assuming that he'll make all your guys 30-car guys, that math don't math, friends. Don't do that shit. Don't pull people in that you believe are better suited for a job because they did A, B, or C. I don't love it. I'm a fan of doing things that are more in line with team unity, working together, forcing people. Never a great angle, but ultimately it is about getting. You're either, as an owner once said to me, you're either on the bus or off the bus. And so again, I think it's really easy to have theoretical discussions around how to handle your 30-car guy or gal. And it's easy to say, well, follow the rules or get out. But I've watched people do it. I've seen people do it live and in person. By watching, I mean online. I've seen those conversations happen. So I know it happens. And no one should be above any ruling of a dealership. If a dealership wants to change its strategy or its process or its approach to something, everyone should get on board with it, man. And if they're not, we should find out the root of why. I think there's more to people saying, oh, well, that's just not how I operate. Well, look, if you're already texting through your phone, texting through CRM shouldn't be that much more difficult. Now, professional salespeople, when I'm talking about texting, I'm talking about prospects. I'm talking about new opportunities. You got a 5-year customer that texts you. I get it. But if you made notes in CRM and you had those deals come together, everything would look differently if we had more engagement and if we didn't set a line of, well, you've been here for 12 years, you've been here for 2 years. The guy who's been here for 2 years needs to follow it. The guy who's been here for 12 doesn't. I don't think it lends its hand to a harmonious sales floor. And maybe people don't give a shit about a harmonious sales floor. Maybe that's the case. I'm not sure. But from my perspective, as I look out into floors and people, and I see these sort of situations arise monthly, I got to say, it's a hard discussion, but the best of the best, they're great at what they do, but they need to follow the process just like anybody else, I think. What do you guys think? Let's talk about it. It's a short one this week. Let me know your thoughts and have yourselves a great rest of your April. Next week on the show, a little Mental Health Monday to celebrate 420. Thank you guys so much. Have yourselves a great week.